What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity build it video. Today we're going to be talking about the contest of mayors and if you guys should be playing high or low level CoM, what the difference is, why it is important that you play for the technique in which your city is set up for, and some kind of facts slash techniques that I put together and why I chose the rules of the contest of mayors that I chose. Hopefully it will better explain why you're doing what you're doing and why it's important that you follow either high level CoM or low level CoM depending on your city. Okay, because I see a lot of people who try to play low level CoM as high level players, and I want to explain to you the risks that you have and why it is not a good idea. Okay, first thing before we begin, y'all know what I'm about to say. Hit the like and subscribe button. I know everybody says it at the beginning of a video, but there is a reason for it. We want you to actually hit the button, not just ignore us, right? Okay, next thing. Make sure you tell everybody that you know that I exist. Now let's get started. Join us on Facebook, SimCity Build It, MissyanneTTVYT, and we are accepting new players, preferably ones who are on the Missy's Building Guide, but if you are not, you have to be a competitive player in the contest of mayors, and you have to have a city that is in relatively decent condition if you're a high level player, meaning decent storage, all that good stuff. Okay, so what is the difference between high level CoM and low level CoM? Well, low level CoM players, the technique is this. Because you are camping, you cannot do upgrades. Now, a lot of times when you guys go up against people in the contest, your competition really isn't that great compared to what it used to be before they introduced the streaks. Reason being is that so many people make the mistake of doing the streaks too early. That's the first thing, okay? They worry too much about their score early on. It's not about how much you're scoring in the beginning, it's about how much you end with. Now, you do want to have some impression on the leaderboard, but you want to make sure that you're not... Basically, here's what a lot of people do. They race so fast and they use up all their resources like the streaks early, and then they're unable to boost their score at the end of the contest. And then what ends up happening is that the game recognizes that you have a lot of points early on and it starts to give you bad assignments. Rather than have the game recognize that, you know, you have all these points early on and giving you bad assignments, this technique that we use actually works out perfectly because of this. For low-level players who are between the levels of 11 and 29, you guys have X amount of upgrades that are possible to come in, okay? You have the regular residential, Old Town, Latin, Paris, London, Tokyo, okay? Then you have the design challenge. That is 7 upgrades in total, right? Now, if you're camping, you can't do any upgrades. As a low-level player who tries to remain, let's say, between levels like 11 and 18 or whatever, or let's say 15, that is a horrible mistake that you can make. You're not going to find any more storage, I promise you. I've got proof for that, but that's not what we're here to talk about. You need to go up to level 24. Right? This is going to allow you to use gold tokens, complete epic projects, you can join a group at level 18, you know, you have all of these other resources that you can utilize, you've got more factory slots, that kind of thing. Alright, what else? 7 upgrades in total is what you have available to you between the levels of, like, you know, whenever you unlock those houses, so let's just say 11, and all the way up to 29. Okay? 29 is the cutoff for low and high level CoM. If you are above level 29, you are a high level CoM player no matter what. Reason being is because when you hit level 30, you unlock Omega, which adds an additional upgrade and another additional Contest of Mayors assignment, Neo-Simoleon coins. Now, look at this list here. If you have any regional maps unlocked, which you can unlock at level 25, you are also a high-level player. So what makes you a high or low-level CoM player? If you are a person between the levels of 25 and 30, or 25 and 29. With a regional map unlocked, you're a high level player. If you are between the levels of 25 and 30, or okay, if you actually no, if you hit level 30 and you unlock Omega, you are a high level player. Reason being is, okay, that if you are trying to camp, you cannot do upgrades. If you do upgrades, then you're going to level up, right? You're going to continue to go up in levels and things like that. So ideally what you want to do is the streaks are what's going to give you about half of your CoM score if done properly. You get 48,000 points just for the bonus points if you complete all 6 streaks. You run the risk of not being able to complete those streaks if you do not have all the upgrades already in your main list. Now, the technique that we use for low-level CoM players is this. If you look here, we need to have a total of 7 upgrades on this list by the time we hit right around 20 tasks remaining. 20 tasks remaining leaves us a little bit of wiggle room. We can rotate some stuff and try to get in some long factory productions because we don't want to fail a streak if we keep getting like feed and textiles and sugar and things like that. But the thing that is most important is rotating in the upgrades, because those are things you cannot do. Whereas like feed and other things, you can do them, but they're just problematic. Okay, so the technique here is that you go through all of your assignments and you work your doorways, and then once that doorway becomes an upgrade, you leave it basically to sit, and then you start working your other good highest doorway with best opportunity. Okay, taking in all the other, techniques that we use to determine which one is the right choice. If you look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have 12 total possible assignments in the main list. That does not include the streak. We need to have 7 upgrades on this list. That leaves us with a total of, let's see here, let me make sure it's actually 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, I just want to make sure I count it right. So 12 minus 7 is 5, right? So of the 5 remaining tasks, we want to what? Try to secure feed, textiles, sugar, glass, anything that we can that would, epic project, whatever. Point being, we only have 5 possible doorways to do that. Now, of those 5 doorways, look at which one of these assignments are always there. Monster, coins, repair, keys. Those ones are pretty much always in your list no matter what, right? Now, if we rotate Epic Project, that does bring a high risk of not being able to complete the streak if we fall into a 12-hour Epic downtime. That is for a low-level player. Now, if we can avoid doing the Epic, that would be great. So one technique that low-level players use is once they hit 20 tasks remaining, if they don't have all of their upgrades, they rotate in the stuff like coins, repair, and keys. Do not rotate the monster, as it could cost you, 1, hundreds of cash to bring it back in. It will come back in the streaks repeatedly. It could run out of health. It also requires, that you have enough energy, which cannot be boosted. Never touch the monster if it's below 2,000 points, and if it is around 2,000 points, try to get it done early on in the contest, and if it is for 2,000 near the streaks, do not touch it, okay? So of those 5 doorways, we've got 3 workable, rotatable ones. We usually try to rotate the repair, the keys, and the coins. If they're at 1,200 value for the repair and the keys, we don't touch those till the last resort. If they're above that, we do them to open up value possibility throughout the week. This will allow you to secure in those long factory productions, okay? Or if you're a high-level player, it will allow you to secure that regional HQ assignment or possibly any regional coins assignments, as those are actually kind of hard to deal with. Now, why is it so difficult for a level 30 player to play low-level CoM? Why do you think that is? They have another upgrade unlocked, right? So they not only have to get 7 upgrades in their main list, they now have to get 8 upgrades in their main list. That is a big problem. It really is. Hold on just a second here. Alright, I am back. Sorry you guys, my car broke down. Okay, so I got that figured out. Not sure what fixed it, but it is figured out for the time being. Alrighty, so what were we talking about? Of course, the contest of mayors. What else do we talk about? Find my stylus here. Now, I don't remember exactly where we left off, but I assume that we were talking about high-level players and the 8 upgrade thing. So, if you have to stack up 8 upgrades, that is a lot harder to do, okay? It also is a premium upgrade, which means that it can come in worth 3,000 points. Now, if you have a regional map unlocked as well, that is another upgrade that you would have to do. So that would be 9 upgrades that you would have to stack up in the main list, making pretty much the streaks, you know, near impossible for you guys to complete, or they're going to have a whole lot of factory tasks in them. That being said, usually high-level players do not camp. So whatever level it is that you are, you're probably going to experience a lot of people who are leveling up, which makes it a lot easier for them to obtain points than it is for you. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to be in a situation where you are unable to do upgrades as a high-level player and that you're investing all of this time and money and items and effort into trying to win the contest and you're not able to win because you're camping. Now, there's also little benefit to camping depending on your current situation when you become past a certain level. And we're going to talk about that in an upcoming video, so if that interests you, definitely check that video out. Now, the high-level concept here is way better. So it used to be actually really hard to win the contest of mayors because there were so many hackers. They recently kind of made it a lot more difficult for people to hack the contest than it was before. From my understanding, and I don't know if it's still true or not, but from what I've been told, is that they are unable to change the amount of the assignments anymore, that they have to actually choose their assignments now. Whereas before, they could do one assignment that would give them 200,000 points. They would just change the amount being earned. So hopefully that is true, and if that is the case, that would also explain why we're not seeing, you know, as many people earning astronomical amounts of points. That being said, low or high-level players have it actually really easy. The choices are easier. Now, the assignments cost more. The items are harder to obtain. The stuff is a lot more difficult if your storage is not maxed out. So it is a lot harder and more expensive for high-level players to play CoM, but the choices themselves are easier to make. Essentially, the rules of rotation for high-level players is a cakewalk. Basically, look at it like this. A main task is a task that is in your list worth 2,000 points or higher, right? You start with the highest task in your list with the best opportunity, no matter if it's premium or non-premium, as long as it is at main task value. So I'm going to pull up a high-level players list. Give me just a second here, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a high-level players list. This player, I believe, has 3 regional maps unlocked. So if you look here, the main tasks are the delivery to Tokyo for 3,000, the wave simoleons for 2,700, the war deliveries 2,500, and the TVs for 2,160. Okay? Now, what's important is the main tasks and the low premiums. That is what is important to a high-level player. All this crap in between, not as important. We look at them, but we don't look at them for a long time. Whereas a low-level player is completely different. So for a high-level player, what you're going to do essentially is you're going to start with the highest one in the list, okay? So that would be the delivery to Tokyo. Now, once all of these ones have been done, all these main tasks have been completed, you're probably going to get some main tasks in between here and there, but these assignments are eventually, you know, going to be replaced with probably a non-premium or something like that. And you're going to end up working a different doorway. Let's say that all of these main tasks are gone. Okay, so all you're left with, let's just say, is from the keys down. A lot of people, let's say you had like 1,600 chairs. A lot of people will do the 1,600 chairs, even though that is technically, for a high-level player, that is a non-premium assignment. Why don't we do that for a high-level player? Because the value possibility of the assignment is very, very low. Theoretically, what we want to do is we want to rotate in all the assignments that can be worth 3,000 points. One, because when you take a 1,000 point assignment, you usually get a 3,000 point assignment in return as the game tries to level you out. Not only that, but you have now opened up the possibility of that 3K assignment to come in, whereas it was literally non-existent before you rotated it. Usually with high-level players, what you can pretty much figure is that whatever your low premiums are at the bottom of your list, if rotated at the right time, those are usually going to be your repeat assignments. If you have a 1K Omega down below, you rotate it as soon as your main tasks are gone. Usually what that means is you're going to continue to get the Omega, but it's going to be of higher value. So let's just kind of flip through here and see what this person did. Here we have a 1,125 on the complete export HQ rows. Now this assignment is nothing but a problem. It is premium, but given that it is at this value, I would not touch it for the duration of the contest. It is at a perfect place value to not be touched. Okay, now we've got the wave simoleons. So given that we've already secured this, we don't have to worry about this assignment for the rest of the contest, coming back in the streaks, and all that crap. Now we get a 2,000 repair. Now here's the thing. You don't pick up every main task as equal opportunity. So even though the repair is 2,000, let's just hypothetically say that the war deliveries were 2,000 as well. Which one would we do first? The war deliveries. Why? Because that one can actually be worth 3,000 points. It's also limited time, meaning it can only be done during war. And it's been sitting there the longest, so it has the best likelihood of something coming in that's better in return. Now, why would we do a non-premium repair over a premium war delivery, even if it was the same value? We wouldn't. So not all main tasks are treated as equal. That is very important that you guys know that. A lot of people will simply just do whatever is convenient for them. You know, maybe they had all their repairs ready, they had all the stuff for it, and they didn't have any of the items for the war delivery, so they just decide, you know what, I'm going to do what's easy. Do not do that, okay? Here we get an 1,800 on textiles. This is a non-premium, and it is below main task value. If at all avoidable, we should avoid it. Now, a high-level player who is actually playing properly doesn't have to stack up all the upgrades. They're going to earn a majority of their points through doing upgrades. So now we would go with the TVs. Even though technically they're a non-premium assignment, they have better opportunity than the repair. And even though there is a little bit of downtime, they're also 160 points more. Now we get a 2,400 launch legendary. Okay, so this obviously is significantly higher than the repair, and it's a high premium. It can be worth up to 3,600 points. Now we would do the repair. Okay, so even though this is non-premium, it's still main task value. Okay, now here's the fun part. This is where you guys actually have to learn something, okay? Here, what do we have? Non-premium coins, non-premium cargo, non-premium techs, premium HQ, but we're going to keep that there because the risk is too high. Non-premium on the keys, non-premium minerals. Now we have premium Paris, premium Green Valley and premium VU. Okay? So most people here would go with the 1800 cargo. No, that is not what you do as a high-level player. As a low-level player, absolutely. But as a high-level player, no. Why? Before we resort to rotating in our lowest or our highest non-premium with the lowest algorithm, we want to rotate in all not high premiums, all of the low premiums so that we have a chance of getting them back at high value. We need those opportunities opened up for us. If we dink around with all these stupid assignments that have no ability to come back at 3,000 points, we're just going to lower our score. Think about it like this. You may be getting 800 points more to do the cargo now, but when that, let's say, Green Valley upgrade comes back for 3,000, look how many more points you've earned. 1,200 more points than had you done the cargo, right? So, I mean, do you really want to open up the possibility of the cargo to come back, or do you want to open up these better opportunities first? The order of rotation is do all main tasks starting with the highest in value and the best in opportunity, okay? Doesn't say non-premium or premium, just do the main tasks. Once all the main tasks are gone, then you resort to doing your highest premium. Make sure that that clicks in your head, okay? With the best opportunity, the best algorithm, and then continue on with your contest of mayor's math. Now, if you look here, whoops, VU has the highest algorithm of these three assignments, but the Green Valley has pretty much better opportunity. VU is always a hit and miss. I would have started with the Green Valley, okay? If you went with VU, I wouldn't necessarily mark it as wrong, but I would have done Green Valley because it has a better likelihood of popping in something decent. Okay, so she did Green Valley. Now she gets the repair for 2,000. Now this has been done, but it is 2,000 points, so I would recommend you do it again. Okay, what do you see right there? Look at that. Look at that. Bada boom. Did she not just do that for 1,000 points? And it came back for 3,000. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, think about it. 1,800 cargo versus 1,000 Green Valley, 2,000 repair, 3,000 Green Valley. So 3, 2, 1. That's 6,000 points for 3 assignments. That's 2K average for all 3 assignments. That's exactly what we're aiming for. Okay? So now we would obviously do the 3K on the Green Valley. Now she gets a 1,750 on electric. At this value, we would leave this to sit. Even though it's premium, we have to look at what else would go along with this. This comes at a risk, the downtime. Just leave it sit, move on. So moving down the list, VU would be the next choice, okay? All right, now, we get the repair for 2,000. This is our good doorway, so we would do it again. Now she gets a 1,800 on chems. So proceeding on with the formula, we would do that 1,000 Paris. Okay. Now we get a 1,600 Paris delivery. So now this is a perfect example of when you would start your highest non-premium. Okay. Because we're not going to touch that, that HQ. So the highest non-premium, best opportunity. Well, I'm looking at the cargo because the downtime for the textiles and the electric doesn't make sense right now. Then we've got chemicals, that's more downtime, so cargo would be the next choice. All right, now she gets repair for 1,600. So now we would leave the repair to sit because it's been done too many times. And it's now at 1,600 points. So of these non-premium assignments, she can either take the downtime for textiles, or she can say, you know what, rather than take that downtime during war, I'm going to go ahead and do the Paris delivery because it's only 200 points less, which is my guess what she probably did. Okay. Now she gets a 1700 on the pink drinks. She can either do text or pink drinks. I probably would have went with the pink drinks. She went with text. Okay, that's not a bad choice. Just kind of depends on when she prepped them. So now she gets her 2400 lunch legendary, 2800 on the light bulbs. Now 1500 on seeds versus the 1700 pink drinks. There's our 3K Omega. All right. 2000, that's a main task. You kind of see the method in which you're supposed to be rotating. Now, when you're a high-level player trying to play as a low-level player, you're going to be in a world of hurt because you're going to have to try to stack up like 9 upgrades. Now, imagine if you had more than one regional map unlocked. Now, let's say, well, I'm not going to try to stack up the upgrades. I'm just going to do whatever I want, get as many points as possible, cancel whatever, and then hope I make it through the streaks. That is ridiculous. There is no consistency to that. Sure, you may win a few weeks here and there. You may get lucky and you may be able to make it through the streaks, but it's not consistent, okay? These players in my group, no matter what level they are, they could be level 24 to 60, whatever the hell they are. They win 9 out of 10 times that they play. Like, the only time they usually lose is when they're going up against somebody that's hacked, or if they had like a reverse rotation week or something. It's very, very, very rare that they lose. Or they made a lot of mistakes. Like, a lot. Okay? Now, that is consistent. When you play with a consistent technique and you win every single week, that is what you want to go for. So you have to ask yourself, if you're camping as a high-level player, if your city is in that bad of shape that you have to camp at whatever level it is that you are, you have to ask yourself, what are you gaining from camping? You know, if you're at a certain level, what items have you already unlocked? Because if you're level 43, you've already unlocked everything besides regional maps. Now, if you already have one regional map unlocked, depending on your current situation, depending on how much your storage is, if you're, 43 and up and your storage is below 400 or 500, your city is in complete disarray. Like, it's garbage. It's absolutely garbage. You can make as many feeders as you want, and you can transfer all that crap over there, but your city would be in way better shape to just restart. Now, normally, what happens is people don't want to restart because they've invested time into the city. If your city is not several years old, I recommend you restart. Okay, you're definitely going to be thanking me later. Now, as a low-level player, you have to commit to it. Okay, if you're going to play high-level CoM, if you're going to play low-level CoM, whatever it is that you're going to play, you have to commit to it. You cannot decide, you know what, I really want to just try to win this week, so I'm going to just do this Latin upgrade. You don't do that, because if you start doing stuff like that, not only are you wasting experience, but you're using stuff as a crutch, and eventually you're going to be in the same situation as you were before, except for you're not going to have that opportunity to do that, and then you're going to have to find an alternative way to deal with it. You're better off just finding an alternative way to deal with it from the get-go rather than just wasting experience. The technique on the Missy's Building Guide is this. You start a city. You speed level, making only regular homes all the way up to level 24. You get into a group as soon as you hit level 18 and you start earning war points, okay? You're going to start earning those points. You're going to start stacking up war cards, boosters, all that good stuff, war simoleons. You're going to start trading with group members. You're going to bank in on that legendary chest, get the cash. You're going to get those 15 extra rares, the mayor's pass, the side pass, all these benefits that you're going to have. You're going to start making all the stuff you're supposed to make on the production plan, the donuts, the everything. You're going to stack up as many coins as possible. These 5 weeks as you proceed up the leaderboard, not spending any cash on anything besides shop slots. All of this is to prepare you for Mega, okay? My building guide is precise, it is accurate, it is badass. You are going to do amazing on it. Trust me, if you follow it 100%. Okay? When you hit level 24, you're going to park it. You're not going to add one bit of experience more until you hit Mega. And when you hit Mega, you're going to have that level 24 experience bar. That whole bar, just before you reach level 25, you're going to be able to utilize that for the first couple weeks in Mega. If you get like a 2400 regular residential upgrade or something, you can do it. This will help you boost up your score. Same with the beach and mountain. Okay, you're not going to upgrade any beach or mountain during the time before Mega. And that is going to make up for all the mistakes that you make while you're learning how to play Mega. Right? Once you get your level 24 experience bar, that's it. You don't go up in levels, you proceed to unlock your storage, your beach and mountain will be done. Hopefully your land unlocks would have been done during that 5 weeks. You want to get as much land unlocked as possible. Otherwise, you're going to have that assignment going against you as well. Now think about that for a high level player. If you still have land left to unlock and you have to stack up 9 or 10 upgrades, where do you see room for anything else? The monster, the coins, the repair, the keys, the stuff that's always in your list. Land expansions are literally always in your list. The moment you do them, they come right back. So you want to get those done before Mega, because it's a pain in the butt. And the dozer, the land unlocks, they pop up in the streaks. So imagine failing a streak because you don't have enough dozer to do the land unlock. Yeah, that would suck, right? You guys, trust me on this. Pick the technique in which your city is set up for. If your city is in that bad of shape to where you cannot play high-level CoM properly, then you need to reassess your situation and figure out what you can do to fix your city and what the best method is going to be for you to fix it. Okay, so that is the difference between high and low level CoM. If anybody has any questions, you're more than willing to hit me up on Discord, Facebook, anything. Okay, all the links are down below. My personal Facebook is down below. We are recruiting members. Go ahead and click the Discord link. You can get a hold of Star. He's our recruiting person. We do have benefits, believe it or not, to being in our group. We've got a mentoring program, CoM training courses, all that good stuff. So, good luck to you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and get that other video done for you guys.